Welcome to FTMO Performance Talks, the podcast about trading performance for serious traders.
And how was my journey? Of course, it didn't go as expected. It's not hard to guess. I was failing.
Oh, bless you.
So to describe my situation.
Hi everyone and welcome to FTMO. This is Performance Talks and today I'll chat with my colleague Michael, who's gonna share his insights into how difficult and lonely it might feel sometimes when you are trading all alone at home. He'll share his own experience and also an experience from his sessions. So if you are currently struggling with a similar situation or you are just curious, stay with us. Hi Michael, how are you today?
Hi Nelly. I'm doing very fine. Thanks for asking. I was really looking forward to this because I really like this topic, and I think this is something that every trader can relate to.
Oh, me too. And I'm really happy to have you here and excited about the information you will share with us today. So, as I already disclosed in the intro, you are not only a performance coach, but you are also an active trader yourself. You've been trading for 7 years already, right? And you shared with me that at the beginning of your trading journey, you were struggling mainly with that isolation that our listeners also might experience, especially if they just got into it and they are spending a lot of time just watching and analyzing charts, learning this new skill. So, Michael, my question to you is, have you overcome this? And would you perhaps share with us your own experience from your earlier phase of trading?
Oh, absolutely. I remember myself when I started. I got into trading accidentally. I have opened the spam email with the link on the trading, and since then I was totally hooked. But before, it wasn't like nowadays. Today, if you Google anything about trading, you will get tons of information and material. I was living my dream that I will become a trader, but my only contact with the trading community was through the internet with anonymous people. Those were the only traders I knew, and we know that on the internet everyone is claiming his success. Well, and usually it's not the case. And how was my journey? Of course, it didn't go as expected. It's not hard to guess. I was failing.
Oh, bless you.
So to describe my situation, it was mentally extremely difficult. The hard part was the uncertainty about what should I do, and I had no one in the industry, so I didn't have anyone who I could ask for help or advice. So every day when I experienced a loss or I made any mistakes, it was just me and my failure. And this was even harder. Imagine yourself in this situation. You want something that much, you are not getting there, and you just don't know what to do. And then you see those successful guys on the internet. So it was just mentally draining. Of course that I had friends or family members, but guess what happened when I told them about this super and easy way how to make money?
Yeah, I believe they were really excited and wanted to join you.
Well, actually they listened to me, but just in the first months. But when I didn't start delivering the results, it was getting harder to talk about it. I was in my uni and thought that this is the only thing I can do in my life. And after those months, it was getting harder to talk about it, even with my friends, because it was the same story all over and over again. I have done something I shouldn't have been doing. And the response from my friends was like, why? If you know that you shouldn't be doing something, so you just don't do that. And this is the thing which was really terrible. And it was just enhancing the fact that I was not doing well with my trading. And on top of that, I felt ashamed when I was sharing it with someone who doesn't understand. Because I believe that you know from your own sessions and working with clients that the struggle is real and it is tough to control yourself. Because if it would be so easy, everyone is doing it, and then we don't need to do our FTMO coaching session. So it was very challenging times for me to maintain the spark within me. But to answer your question, how I have overcome it, I needed to do lots of work in terms of technical things, and then also on psychological side of things. And the funny thing is that many times I hear, oh, you are a psychologist, so it's very easy for you to control your mindset while you are trading. And I'm always smiling when I remember that I needed to learn all the things as anyone else. Maybe I have a little advantage that I'm more self-aware, but I need to do exactly the same stuff as the others. And because I had literally no one to get a reflection from, or to say, look, you are doing this, or are you sure that this is the right thing to do? I had only myself. And things started to change drastically when I started my first journal. Because, you know, when you are just thinking about things, it's a different mental process when you compare it to when you say it loudly or if you put it on a paper. And then I started to see patterns in my thoughts, and that was my feedback. And by doing this, I could restructure my thinking process when I was trading. So I guess that's how it was back then.
Wow, that was really insightful. Thank you for sharing this personal story with us, Michael. While working with my clients, I actually found out that this is a very common issue. In the beginning, they would perceive working alone just by themselves as an advantage. However, after some time, they would find out that the lack of social life might cause them many issues, and their environment is just not the most supportive, as they would perceive trading as a gambling or just scam in general. Also, it is common that you're not the best since the beginning, right? When you are learning something new, learning a new skill takes time, and journaling can be actually a great tool how to record your progress, right?
Yeah, I would say so, because then you can see the progress in your numbers. So let's say after a few months, you can look back in your journal or anywhere else, and then you can see, that's an improvement. So it's very nice feedback, because if the improvement or progress is steady and not so exponential, then sometimes we don't realize that we are getting better at something.
Yeah, indeed, 100% agree. Well, but to get back to the topic, for all our listeners, if you are feeling like you're the only one as you found yourself in a similar situation as Michael did, believe me, you really are not. There are plenty of folks out there struggling with this issue. I can see that every single day while working with our traders. Michael, do you have the same experience with your clients?
I can't do anything but fully agree with you, Nelly. That's one of the overlooked issues that many traders face. And if we take the statistics, how many people trades and how many people you know who are trading, apart from your job, of course. So it even confirms to me what I was as a trader experiencing. And I'm always in the back of my head like, oh, I know that it is tough.
Mm, mm. And I honestly believe that there are plenty of people listening to us now who can actually relate to the stuff mentioned. So, what would you recommend to them?
I believe that one of the best things is to find a trading buddy or traders community, someone you just can talk about trading. It's beneficial not only because you will improve your trading skills, but it's really relieving mentally, because then you have someone who is in the same boat and truly understands you. And that is a huge protective factor. One thing is that if you know that you will discuss your trades with someone, it's more difficult to make errors, because then you have the social factor saying it to your trading buddy. I have done the same mistake again. Stop loss was hit, and then I re-entered with the bigger position. And it's just not pleasant thing to do, right?
Indeed.
To admit it to someone else.
Even to yourself.
Yes, that's the hard part. But what is more important is that very likely your trading buddy will make mistakes from time to time as well. And sometimes it's just fine to be reminded that we are all humans and make mistakes. That's the ideal situation. And if you don't have anyone, then you have yourself and your journal. You can hear it everywhere that it is important to journal your trades. But from what I see in my sessions, it's not that common. So I think that those things might definitely help. Oh, and of course, someone professional. If you have access to trading psychologist, it's a really beneficial thing to do.
Yeah, I also think that if you have that opportunity to have a session with a trading psychologist, just go for it, because we are all different, right? We are all unique, have different personalities and also unique experiences that shape us. So the solution of our issues might differ. You have mentioned your story and also some general ideas on how to overcome this. With your personal experience and also an experience with some of your clients, can you see any contrast in terms of, maybe you have faced the same issue, but your solutions totally differed?
That's a really interesting question. Well, sometimes just realization of that traders are not alone on their journey. I mean, they are, but there are many other traders on the lonely journey as well. Hope it makes sense. So this is something people sometimes forget if they don't have anyone else to refer to. So this is just sometimes only this helps.
Yeah. And additionally, I would like to add, as I guess this is something worth it to remind always, is that your thoughts are not necessarily facts. They are not reality. That is something you can start to build up on, right? So even when it comes to this particular situation, when you feel like you're trapped in it and no one really understands you, that is only a thought at the end of the day. There are plenty of people who would understand you. Maybe you just haven't had the opportunity to meet them yet. However, as we are getting to the end of today's podcast, is there something else you would like to mention, Michael?
Yeah, what I would like to say. Traders, you are not alone, even if you feel that way. And it's okay to reach for help. Even though it's most of the time lonely journey, it doesn't mean that you do have to do it alone.
Indeed, you don't have to. And that's also why we just came up with this podcast, where we would like to discuss more topics you as traders may face too. And yeah, so hopefully you'll find it helpful. Also, thank you, Michael, for sharing all this information with us today. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to work with you.
Same as working with you, Nelly.
And I'm looking forward to our next episode. And to you guys, I wish you all the best in your trading journey. So trade safe.
Trade safe.
This was FTMO Performance Talks. And for more, follow us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and our YouTube channel.